Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are joining me for the first time today. Please do excuse the way that I look right now. I've quite literally just rolled out of bed and decided I want to film this video for you guys, so here I am. Today I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax. This is a brand new product out by Anastasia Beverly Hills versus the original Soap Brow. If you do want to see the comparison and see how each product holds up, then please keep on watching. So like I just said in the intro, this product right here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax. This is a brand new product out with their spring collection of 2021. Off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure how much this product is going to be retailing for, but I will pop it on screen when I can find the information. It's literally just a clear wax. I have played slightly around with this just briefly when I got it because I was really intrigued by the product, but I've not really given it a proper long wear test yet. So that's what I'm going to be doing today to see how long this lasts in comparison to my trusty soap brows. In the Anastasia Brow Freeze, there is 8 grams worth of product, which is actually a really small amount, and I can imagine this is probably quite expensive for the amount of product you're getting. With that being said, it might last a long time because I'm pretty sure that you only need a tiny bit of product for this to work. It probably will take quite a while to actually get through this product anyway. The Brow Freeze is designed to be a brow wax that you don't need to wet down your brush. I know that I personally get quite lazy when it comes to sort of soap brows, having to spray the spoolie or having to spray the product. If you're a bit lazy like me, then this is probably better for you. Anastasia has designed this so that it works instantly. It's supposed to instantly lift your brows and keep them in place all day, so I'm very excited to give this a wear test. And this right here on the other corner is my trusty Pears soap. When I got this, it was literally less than £1, I'm pretty sure, or less than £2 at least, just in a local supermarket near me. It's so cheap and easy to get hold of as well. It's literally just a bar of hand soap, like what you'd wash your hands with. Any bar of soap will do, but this one is supposed to be one of the best for brows. Without further ado, I am just going to jump right into the video. I'm going to be doing my Pears soap on my right side eyebrow and the Anastasia Brow Freeze on my left side eyebrow, and we will see how they make an instant impression, and second of all, see how long they last throughout the day. So let's go ahead and start with the soap brows. So first things first, I have got my mini Anastasia Dewy Set setting spray here. Just any liquid will do, whether it be a spray bottle of water or a setting spray or a fixing mist. Anything is fine just to wet down the product. So I'm going to just do a few spritzes onto the soap. Now I'm just going to grab my spoolie. This is the Molly O'Brien MO22 spoolie brush, and I'm just running that over the soap to pick up some of the product on my spoolie. Now that my spoolie has that soap picked up on it, I'm just going to start to run this through my brow. So I'm not pushing down too hard, I'm just sort of lightly dusting this through my brow to begin with. With soap brows, I always find that you have to keep working in the product until it sets rather than it sets itself instantly. So I'm just going to literally keep brushing this through until it starts to harden up a little bit, and then I can shape it into place. Okay, now that the soap is definitely hardening, first thing I'm going to do is just take my middle finger and just flatten it down using my finger. This is really going to help to give you the laminated brow effect, and just make sure that the brows are pushed down so that they're not going to move throughout the day. Then I'm just going back in with my spoolie, and I'm just going to run this across the tops of my brows just to sort of put them into place and neaten them up a little bit. Then one final pat down with my finger just to make sure they're not feeling sticky and that they're all set into the place where I want them to be. And that is the soap brow side. So easy to do, literally just a bar of soap, a spoolie and some water or some setting spray, and there is your soap brow. Now moving on to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze side. So I'm just going to take the same spoolie, and you don't need to wet down this product. So I'm just going to start by patting the product in there, slightly pushing it around. I know that you don't really need to roll it or pick up too much product on this one, so I'm just sort of patting it in there to pick up a little bit, and I'm going to go straight in with this eyebrow. Okay, so the instant thought process I'm having right now is that the Anastasia Brow Freeze side is sticking instantly. They really did say, if you want brow freeze, we will give you a brow freeze. This one has taken no time at all to work through my brows and set them down flat, whereas with the soap brows, you do kind of have to run the product through for a little while before they stick into place. So I think that these are set into the shape I'd normally want them. The one thing I am seeing is that my soap brow side set into place and they didn't move from the position I wanted them. This side, I'm having a hard time actually sticking them into the place I want them. I'm pushing them up and setting them there, and then they're sort of falling down a little bit. So I don't know if maybe I've just got to wait a while for the product to sort of settle in and really make its mark. But I'm just going to leave that for a few seconds because it does still feel very waxy and sticky. Then going in with my finger, the same that I did on the soap brow side, and I'm just going to flatten these down to give it a faux laminated brow effect. Personally, my eyebrow hairs are actually quite, I don't know how to explain it, like heavy, thick. I don't really know how to explain it, but they have to really be used with a solid concrete product to set them into place. Otherwise they do move very, very fast. I think the weight of my eyebrow hairs just doesn't last being stuck up unless it's with a product that really is going to set it into place, such as my trusty soap brow. So as you can see, they're not really sticking down. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see a bit better. They're sort of sticking up, but they're not flattening down, and what I really want right now is for them to be sort of flat down to my face so I don't have to worry about them budging whilst I'm doing the rest of my makeup. I know you probably can't really tell at all right now, but this side, they're just really sort of sticking up and they're not flat, whereas on this side, they're definitely flat to my face. I hope you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Another first impression that I'm noticing is that my soap brow side is completely dry. Like there's no stickiness there at all. They are just stuck down in place and they're not sticky or tacky to touch. Whereas over on the wax side, it definitely is a waxy formula and I'm definitely feeling the stickiness still. I know that I might need to leave it a little while longer for that to go away. It doesn't normally take that long with my soap to dry down, so that is a little bit frustrating. Just going to give you another example. So I'm just going to take a different spoolie and just sort of brush through my eyebrows here. As you can see, they're not really budging. I'm just really lightly running this through because I don't want to ruin them, obviously, but you can see that the hairs are pretty much stuck still. They're not moving. Whereas over on this side, I've left it for a few minutes now, and if I do this, you can see that the brows are moving around, and at this stage I would like them to be more stuck down like this. What I will say is that the Brow Freeze product would be definitely nice for an everyday fluffy brow product. It's not super stuck down to my face, but it's definitely still sticking my hairs upright, so if you are into the fluffy brow trend, then this could be a really nice product for everyday use. For me personally, I'm about to go and do a makeup look, so I really need to know that my brows are going to be stuck down and they're not going to move throughout the whole time that I'm doing my makeup look. So at this point, I definitely would still be leaning towards my soap. First of all, because I know that it's like 90% cheaper than the Anastasia one would be, and also just because it's sticking them down more the way that I personally would like them to be. Just whilst we're here, I also wanted to say that I addressed this on my Instagram stories a few weeks ago, but do you guys notice how dark my eyebrows are looking right now? Like, I swear to you, I have never in my life tinted my eyebrows. I never use a tinted product on them, so I know that it's not a matter of staining. I just don't know why, but they have gotten so dark, and it's the actual hair itself, because when I've been plucking them, the hairs have been coming out really super dark. Considering my hair is naturally really quite a light blonde, I don't really know how this has happened, and I'm not sure I'm vibing with it. I'm just gonna hope that by the summer, when the sun comes back out, hopefully my brows will get a little bit lighter as the sun will hopefully bleach them, but I feel like they look really harsh on my face, especially compared to my really pale skin at the minute. It definitely makes them look extra dark. Before I move on with the next part of my makeup, I'm just going to go ahead and take a makeup wipe on my finger, and I'm just going to go underneath the brow to erase any excess product on there. Okay, now to carve out my brows. Recently what I've been loving to use is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, which is in the shade Chantilly. I've been really liking using this potted formula just because it is a lot easier to use than sort of the Plouise base or a liquid formula. It's literally all there ready for you, and you just need your brush and you're good to go. I also like that this is a bit of a thicker consistency than like the Plouise base to carve out the brows, which means that I'm able to get a stronger line and it's not sort of moving around everywhere, if that makes sense. The brush that I'm using as well is one of the Plouise 7072 brushes. These come with the crisp packet eye bases. Okay, so the time is currently, actually what is the time? Alexa, what is the time?
The time is 11:15 a.m.
11:15 a.m. So we will come back in a few hours and see how they're doing. Okay, so I am back now. The time is currently 2:39 in the afternoon, which means it's been about 3.5 almost hours since I last checked in with you. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can really have a close-up inspection of both the brows. Okay, so over on this side, this was our soap brow side. It's held up really well. I mean, you guys know I do this almost every time I do my makeup anyway, so I know the patterns of this product. It's held up really nicely, it's stayed in place, and nothing really has moved throughout the time I've been doing my makeup. However, over on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze side, we are having a little bit of a collapsing issue here on the top of my brow. Now, to be very fair to the product, this is always the part of my brow that always collapses first with sort of brow products. Like I said at the beginning, I feel like my eyebrow hairs are pretty heavy somehow, so I feel like it is always that this middle part specifically collapses first because the weight of them just doesn't really hold up very well. And I did find that throughout doing my makeup, I did have to keep touching up my brows and brushing them up because they were falling down a little bit. With regards to the feel of the product, I will say that the waxy and the sticky feeling has gone down a lot over the time I've been doing my makeup, which is good because we don't really want them to be feeling waxy and sticky all day long. Once I push the product back up into place and I brush the brows back up where I want them, it's looking absolutely fine and it's looking just how it would with any other product. So here is another quick overview of the brows. So for my final comparison, I'm going to go ahead and say, for me personally, I definitely still will be reaching for my soap brows, purely because it is obviously a fraction of the price of the other product. Also, it just really does what I want it to do for my brows. Personally, for me, I really like the sort of flat laminated brow effect, and this definitely does give me that look. Over on the Anastasia side, I will say I'm not completely disappointed in the product. It's definitely obviously still giving me that laminated effect. The only thing that I will say with this product is that I've had to keep touching it up. I've been brushing through my brows constantly whilst I've been doing my makeup to keep them up and keep them stuck into place, which isn't really ideal. I feel like they're a little bit opposite in that sense because the soap takes a few minutes of working through to get it to stick, but once it's stuck, it doesn't move. Whereas with this one, I feel like you get a better instant effect, and then after long term, it actually doesn't stick as well as the soap does. So I guess it really depends what you're using it for. I definitely don't dislike either product. I will still be using this Anastasia Brow Freeze, but maybe just for a more everyday use rather than for my makeup looks. I hope this video gave you guys a little bit of an insight to the new Brow Freeze product. Also, just a demonstration of how I do my soap brows, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking for a mini tutorial on it. It's really not anything too difficult, so I've never felt the need to do a whole video on it, but I hope you guys can see now how I achieve my soap brow look. One thing that I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, which I definitely will mention now because I know a lot of you will be curious about it. If you try to go straight on top of the soap brow or the brow wax with a pencil, you're definitely going to find that the pencil just slips and slides around the product and it's not going to stick and get the pigmentation that you want. For that reason, I definitely recommend that you leave the brows to dry down for at least sort of 10 minutes, if not right at the end of your makeup, just to make sure that they are fully dry before you go in with something like a pencil or a brow pen, even a pomade. With that being said, I think that that is all I have to cover for this video comparison today. Again, like I said, I do like both products, but I will personally still be reaching for my soap more just because it gives me the effect that I desire. I really hope you guys did enjoy watching this video, and if you did, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I am going to be starting a brand new how-to series on my channel really soon, where I'm going to be going right back to the basics and just covering simple steps in the makeup routine, such as how to cut the crease, how to do winged eyeliner, etc. If you guys have any suggestions for those how-to videos, then please leave them down below because I am definitely going to be covering some of the most popular ones. Don't forget, you can also go and follow me over on my Instagram, which is at LSGmakeup, so that you don't miss out on any of my new looks, stories or posts. Thank you so much once again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!